Good morning, everybody. I don't know why, but lately I've just been having these urges, these desires to go live and share something with you guys. And so that's what I'm doing. And what I wanted to talk about is graduating. Are you ready to graduate? Do you know what I mean when I talk about graduating? This is the pamphlet from my graduation ceremony. In May of 2019, May 14th, was my graduation ceremony in the Pentagon Hall of Heroes. And I graduated from working for the Navy for 38 years. And when I say 38 years, that includes 4 years at the Naval Academy, 7 years on active duty, 13 years as a reservist. And during that same 13 years as a reservist, I was a civilian. So I have worked for the Navy for 38 years, either wearing the uniform as a civilian. And I was ready to graduate, ready to do something different, to pursue my dreams. But I didn't even really remember what they were. I was so busy, go, do, that I didn't know what I wanted to do when I graduated. I kind of didn't. I kind of did, I guess, because when I look in this pamphlet for my graduation ceremony, look what you see. Oh, I can't figure it out. You see the Onward Podcast. So I knew when I graduated, I knew in May that I was going to, May of 2019, when I graduated, I already had my logo and everything done for the Onward Podcast. So I knew that's something I was going to do because I really wanted to have time to have conversations with people, to really get to know people. And I felt like I didn't have that time when I was working for the Navy. Now, could I have made that time? Yes. I'm just saying what I was thinking. So I was ready to do that. I knew. And it did take some planning to do that. So when I was working for the Navy, I would come home and I would I was taking a class. I learned how to be a podcast host. I learned how to get my graphics made. I created the logo. I did some of those things. So I really thought through my preparation for my graduation. I didn't just graduate and be like, now what am I going to do? So I help clients with that. I have a client now whose husband had to retire sooner than he thought, and she's watching him like, oh my gosh, I'm retired. What am I going to do? What do I want to do? He's kind of going through that when he's retired. So what I did is I kind of thought it through before I retired, and then that's when I decided, you know what, I'm really not retiring. Everyone's like, you're 56. You're too young to retire. You can't retire. And that made me realize that we have this idea in our mind as to what retirement is. I think a lot of us, might think that retirement is you're going to play golf every day and you're going to get bored of that, or you're going to sit on the couch and watch TV. And I knew that that's not what I wanted my retirement to be. I knew that I was still young. So then everyone's saying what I should do. Emily, you should be a consultant. You should go work for a company. You could make a lot of money doing this or that. And I was like, I don't want to do what I should do. I want to do what I want to do. But it took some inner work to figure that out because I was so busy. My hyperachiever saboteur was keeping me so busy that I never took time to go in and listen to my heart and listen to what I wanted. And so that's why I'm coming on here to encourage you to do that. And whether you work with a coach or not, that's up to you. I'm not saying you must, hire me as a coach. That's something else that I went through though. Which was, decide, how am I going to learn all this? How am I going to do this inner work? And so I started finding out about coaching. And when I saw the price for some of these courses or these coaching programs, I thought, that's a lot of money. I'm not going to be spending that much money. And since then, I've learned to change my attitude about that, as it was really not spending money. It was an investment in me. I wouldn't think twice about sending my child. I sent one of my children to both of mine went to boarding school for a little bit, or they would go to summer camps. I wouldn't think twice about investing in their education and their development. But when it came to me, I had never invested in myself before. I went to the Naval Academy and I didn't pay for my education. I paid back by serving in the Navy. So I had never really invested in myself. And I have. Since I graduated, I've invested, I would say, easily 6 figures in myself because I'm worth it. And it took me a while to decide that I was worth it. So are you ready to graduate? Have you decided that you're going to graduate? I'll end with this. Laura Cobb, who's a friend of mine, I'll tag you, Laura, in this. She said something the other day that really hit home for me. What she said is, there's 3 frogs on a log. I think she said frogs, but there's 3 frogs on a log. 2 of them decide to jump. How many are left? What's your answer to that? How many are left? Well, the answer is 3, because just because they decided to jump didn't mean they jumped. So what are you deciding? And then what action are you going to take to create a life that you love living, to put yourself first? After putting kids and job and everything else first, how are you going to put yourself first? I put a link to a new book that just came out that I wrote a chapter on, all about creating a life you love living, putting yourself first, how to step into that spotlight. And I guess that's another reason why I'm going live more, because if I'm going to talk about stepping into the spotlight and write about it, and I got to do it. I got to demonstrate it. So anyway, I want everyone to have a nice weekend, and I will probably be live some more. Check me out on Wednesday nights at 7:30. That's when I'm going to start going live again with my Onward Podcast guests. And this next week, the 18th, is with PJ Jackson. And we're talking about perfection. And should we let go? How do we let go of trying to be perfect? I did that today because you can tell I don't look perfect. Talk to you guys later. Bye.